Hi, Barney.
Hi, Cindy. Hi, Cindy.
So, Barney, I want to hear about Beautiful Oops and how you came up with the story. Would you mind sharing with our viewers how you came up with the story for Beautiful Oops?
This story is something that I'm really happy to pass the credit along to teachers that I've met. I travel all over the world going and speaking to schools, teachers, families, whatever. And consistently, I got a response from two images in my PowerPoint. I show a sketchbook that I spilled coffee on, which is not an unusual thing for me to do. And when the stain dried, I turned the splotch into a monster. And then when I lifted the book up, I noticed on the back side of the book, there was another stain that had leaked underneath it, and it looked just like the profile of the head of a gorilla looking to the side. So I traced it and gave it a dot for an eye. And that's in the PowerPoint. And then in my studio where I am now, used to be configured differently, and there was a window over my drawing table. My son was little, and he locked a dog in here by mistake. He came to get something, closed the door, and that was that. And the dog was trying to get out of my studio and climbed up onto my desktop to climb out of the window. And there was a painting on my desk of a house in the neighborhood for a book I did called The Flying Garbanzos. It was all collage and a really labor-intensive book. And there were paw prints on my artwork, and I was so sad that A, the dog had a bad day, and B, my artwork was clearly ruined. There was nothing I could do to erase the paw prints, and clouds is what I covered them with after staring at it for a while. And the composition changed because I never would have put the clouds in the configuration that I did had I not been covering up paw prints. So teachers saw all these images and went, "Can you teach that?" And that was the seed that grew the book. Because I sat in my studio one day and I just kind of like took a piece of paper and I tore it partway across, and I went, "Oh, the mouth of an alligator. This could be fun." And it really became a scavenger hunt for what could I mess up and fix. And I was going to call it Beautiful Mistakes, and my smart wife, much smarter than me, married me anyway, said, "Oops is a much nicer word than mistake. It doesn't sound as severe." And I thought it was a brilliant idea. So Beautiful Oops was born.
And that came out in 2010, and you've sold over 500,000 copies.
Yes.
So
Yes.
when you, and you're not just a children's book author, you're also a musician, and you write music, and just you live a creative life. So what advice would you give to others who want to live a creative life?
Carve out to say, this is my time. And not to walk around and expect this divine intervention to come and hit you in the head. That could happen, but I find that by creating a time to have the space to try to create, it becomes a ritual. And within that time frame, like for me, it's like I'm out during the day and I'm in my studio right now, I'm working. I don't always come in here with this brilliant idea, but by committing to having the time to work, and work is the operative word. It is not like I'm out here playing, but I am actually working at creating. Some days are more productive than others, but by having that space to do it, the ideas start coming. And it's not always easy. I always say to kids, I had all my hair when I started. It's a lot of work. And there are days that it does feel like it's flowing through you, and just you're kind of like working on all cylinders. And then there are days that you're thinking, this is really, really hard, but it's committing to taking the time, making the time to create. And I think people who kind of look at it from afar like it's a longing, but they don't really think it's possible. Like, well, I'm not a creative person, so why bother? And I'm a big believer, and I know you are as well, that it's something that you cultivate. And we're here living it, saying we have some tools that have worked for us that we'd love to share to hopefully kind of unearth that stuff inside of you that maybe might make you feel like you're living a richer, deeper life.